Hello! Today on the grand tour of revisitation, I wanted to go back to another video I made in 2023, walk-on sounds. I wanted to revisit this for a few reasons, most importantly being that a lot of people reached out after finding the video to find out how to just set up a walk-on sound for specific users, and I didn't really cover that in the original or the re-release. The other two are that Streamer.Bot has undergone a massive change to the UI, and when I released the tutorial, I also coupled it with the updated welcome messages tutorial, which a few people found confusing and thought that you had to set them both up in order to set up walk-on sounds. So, to remedy each of those things, here we are. Before we get started, if you are new to Streamer.Bot, please make sure to watch this video on how to connect Streamer.Bot to OBS so that actions you set up will automatically communicate with OBS and your accounts will communicate with Streamer.Bot. Starting with the easiest to tackle, and the question a lot of people had, how to set up walk-on sounds for a single user. This is actually really easy to do and doesn't require the C# code written for the multiple users action at all. First of all, make sure that your audio output from Streamer.Bot is set up correctly so that when a sound is triggered via Streamer.Bot, you and your audience will be able to hear it. If you are unsure of where to do that, just click the settings button in the bottom left side of Streamer.Bot and then click General, and in the second section titled Audio, you can see Audio Output Device. Select whatever outputs to you and your audience. Use System Default as a fallback, so if whatever you choose can't be found, it will just play through your computer's primary output selected. Next, make sure to set your first words cache to reset between streams. To do this, click Platforms on the left side of Streamer.Bot, then Twitch, and down toward the bottom you will see First Words. Click that, and where it says Auto Reset Cache, set that to a duration that is outside of your normal stream time. Once you are done with that, click the Actions and Cues title on the left, then click Cues. Inside of the Cues list, right-click and add a new cue. Name it Walk-On Sounds, and turn on blocking. Blocking prevents actions on the same cue from playing on top of each other. Now, click Actions on the left side and right-click inside the Actions section, click Add, and then name the action Walk-On Sound. Set the cue to Walk-On Sounds and click OK. On the right-hand side in the Triggers box, type Test into the search bar at the top and click Core Test, followed by typing First Words into that same search bar and selecting Twitch First Words. When the trigger setup box appears, you will see a box for username. This is where you will type the name of the user you want to allow to trigger the sound. No other user will be able to trigger this sound, and it will play every time this specific user speaks for the first time each stream. In the sub-actions search bar, type Play Sound. You will want to choose either Core Play Sound or Core Play Sound from Folder. If you choose Play Sound, you will choose a singular sound that will play for the user. If you choose Play Sound from Folder, it will play a random sound from the folder you select. So, if you want the user to have multiple sound options, this is the way to go. No matter what you choose when you select it, you will be presented with a setup box where you will use the application default audio, which is your audio source in Streamer.Bot that we set up. Choose to name it or not name the sound of the folder, and then use the Browse button next to the file or folder line to navigate to the file or folder you would like to play. Then you can also set up the volume level at the bottom. Once you have a sound or folder chosen, in the triggers box, right-click that test trigger we added and then click Test. It should play whatever audio you put in the sub-action. If it does not, double-check that the audio output device is correct and that the audio file actually plays audio. Now that you know the setup for the sound is done correctly, all you have to do is have the person who can trigger it attempt to trigger it by putting a message into your channel's chat. When they do, if it does not play a sound, make sure you have their name typed in exactly as it is in Twitch's chat. Now then, for the multiple user setup. Aside from creating folders, this is all done in C#, and the setting you need to manually put information into is an argument accessible in the sub-actions list. In the description down below, you can find a link to my Discord, and once you verify yourself, you will see a channel called YouTube Assets. In that channel, there is a thread called Walk-On Sounds, where you will find the import string for this action. Just copy that, click import at the top of Streamer.Bot, and then paste the string into the box. And then click import. Yeah. Now you should see the action, the trigger, and sub-actions. It should have also imported the cue as well, so you are pretty much all set, aside from adding your folder path into the set argument. Somewhere on your computer, preferably where you keep your stream assets like images, overlays, etc., create a folder named Walk-On Sounds and open it. Inside of that folder, create another folder named Generic with an uppercase G. In this folder is where you play sounds that you want to play for everybody. Every single person that comes into your stream, it'll play this sound or whatever sounds are in there. You then create folders named after any users that you want to have their own sounds. So mods, VIPs, regulars, whatever, create folders named after them, making sure that the spelling is exact, and then put any sounds for each of those people into their specific folders. As a safety, you can create folders for your bots with nothing in them so that walk-on sounds do not trigger for bots, or use them to make sure this is working. Up to you. Now, back inside of Streamer.Bot, in the sub-actions for the walk-on sounds action, double-click the set argument action and type your walk-on sounds folder location in. For example, C, Twitch, walk-on sounds. The execute code handles all of the rest. That is the whole setup. There are screenshots in the Discord along with the import string to help should you get confused along the way, and written instructions. Because why not be awesome? I hope that you found this video helpful and clear. If you liked it, please click that like button and consider hitting the subscribe button if you want to see even more content on Streamer.Bot, OBS, and other stream-related things. Or just things in general. Because I don't limit myself to one content type. I do what I want. Mostly be lazy and not post stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in future videos. If you have any questions, please reach out on Discord in the appropriate help channels or threads for assets. And until then, take care and stay safe.